increasing the frequency of trains and increasing the frequency of buses. So you can go to 511 and learn about Metro. You can go to emergency.lacity.gov to learn about any information on the city. This is a time for all of us to stay together. We're trying every avenue possible. That's why it's so important that you reached out, Dominique. Always want to make sure that the KBLA audience is up to speed.
Mary Karen Bass, thank you so much. Godspeed.
All right, thank you.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
In order to illustrate how women punish the men they like, let's say you have two men, and one guy you could kind of take early. Decent, he's okay to have some fun with every once in a while, but you're not that emotionally invested. And the other guy you really like. He's handsome, charming, makes you laugh, treats you well, and seems to have good potential. And the more emotionally invested you become. Which of these two men are you going to be annoyed at if he doesn't text you back right away? Which of these two men are you going to get jealous of if he spends time with other women? Which of these two men are you going to pester if he's not showing sufficient enthusiasm in doing what you want? You get what I'm saying? The second guy, whoever he is, apparently has been able to successfully attract you and engage your emotion. And as a consequence of that, he increasingly becomes the target of your negative emotions. If this guy doesn't feel like he's getting the same slack and permissiveness that you would give to the guy you don't give a shit about, he's not going to stick around if he has any decent optionality.
No. If he has any decent optionality. That's the piece. Play it again. Listen. Are y'all listening to the way what's this guy's name? You got to give me his name, Andy. Because he's a clinician. He is a clinician. And he comes from a clinical perspective. This is why I put him on the show. I'll find his name because Andy's struggling. Orion Taraban. Did you hear? We did the show a few weeks ago when we talked about the fake nice guy. Do you understand? And he's saying, when men have high levels of options, right? When they have high-level options, they're very intolerant of the wishy-washy, ephemeral nature of women. Can you play that one more time? I want y'all to listen to what he said.
In order to illustrate how women punish the men they like, let's say you have two men, and one guy you could kind of take early. Decent, he's okay to have some fun with every once in a while, but you're not that emotionally invested. And the other guy you really like. He's handsome, charming, makes you laugh, treats you well, and seems to have good potential. And the more emotionally invested you become. Which of these two men are you going to be annoyed at if he doesn't text you back right away? Which of these two men are you going to get jealous of if he spends time with other women? Which of these two men are you going to pester if he's not showing sufficient enthusiasm in doing what you want? You get what I'm saying? The second guy, whoever he is, apparently has been able to successfully attract you and engage your emotion. And as a consequence of that, he increasingly becomes the target of your negative emotions. If this guy doesn't feel like he's getting the same slack and permissiveness that you would give to the guy you don't give a shit about, he's not going to stick around if he has any decent optionality.
So again, his YouTube channel is called Psych Hacks with Orion Taraban. Psych Hacks, right? What's very interesting
because the obvious answer from women is this. Well, he's talking about little girls. He's not talking about anybody sophisticated, right? But there's something called human nature. If I give you a breadcrumb of me, but that breadcrumb got truffle oil on it, that breadcrumb has filet mignon, king crab, deep blue sea oysters, and lobsters. If that little breadcrumb is the most delicious breadcrumb you've ever consumed, listen, the breadcrumb, when it's high quality, represents mystery. Huh? Sometimes the nice guy's downfall is his availability. He's too available. He's too there. Are you hear what I'm trying to lay down? So, beef Wellington breadcrumbs. You understand me? So it incentivizes the desire for more. Now, this is men and women, right? I'm telling y'all, this relationship stuff is Machiavellian at a certain level. The manipulation is crazy. You guys are used to me talking about the high spiritual stuff, right? But I'm here to lay down a foundation for why relationships are problematic for most people. This is why we're having Cheesecake Factory conversations. Y'all saw the lady on TikTok reprimanding the girl, saying you don't get to take my son's money to take you to get something to eat. This is why we having foolish conversations like this, because of the toxicity of the environment in which we live. Everybody's on the come up. And I'm going to tell you right now, most people don't know what to do with a really good person. Now, this isn't to let really good people off the hook. Most really good people in intimate relationships will hurt each other. That's just the way it goes. But most really good people in intimate relationships who hurt each other find a way back. Only the people that don't have tools can't find a way back. I'm just pointing it out. Attila from Houston, Texas, get in here.
Uncle Joe.
I'm cutting up. I know. I'm sorry.
No, that was lit. That was lit. I mean, okay, so I've watched some of that guy's videos. I don't know why his content grates on my ears. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like the assumptions, right? This whole idea of like, well, she's talking to multiple guys, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? So that's what men have been doing since the beginning of time. What's your point? I mean, I'll say this. As far as treating the guy that you don't like a certain type of way and all of that, I feel like that comes from this push to get women to keep your options open, keep your options open, keep your options open, that type of thing. And you end up acting out in ways that are just not becoming, if you will, because there's a certain level of arrogance that comes with thinking that you have more options than you actually do. And I made a comment in the chat, right? Like, your arrogance will price you right out of your own market. So, and that goes for men and women. Stop that. Yes. Stop that, right? If you genuinely are into a person, there's nothing wrong with taking time to actually get to know that person. But I think that people are so attached to their ideas and fantasies of that one person. And if that gets crushed, they feel like, well, this will crush me. Instead of saying, well, maybe I should actually just take my time, right? Like, and again, that's just my opinion. I mean, but for the people out there that like having all those options and stuff, I mean, you know what you like. It's not that hard. You know what you know if you're genuinely into this person or not. even with the availability piece. If I genuinely like a guy, I'm not gonna lie, I don't be thinking twice about the fact that he maybe double or triple texting me. That I'm not gonna, he texting me. That's not even gonna go in my mind because I'm actually interested in the conversation and what's going on. Chances are we probably have multiple conversations going on in different platforms because we like each other that much. Mm-hmm. But if I'm not feeling you like that, I'm not gonna keep talking to you. It's not. But that's just me.
That's just you.
That's just me.
That's just you.
Wait.
Guess what?
Other people be doing stuff differently. I don't know.
Other people do different things. That's you.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Like, don't let your high opinion of yourself, like I said, price you out of a good thing. If you genuinely think that you found something good, then just stick with it. And if it crashes, it crashes. Come on.
I like that. Attila, guess what you just did.
I brought Houston in the building.
Come on, H-Town done put it down. Where Los Angeles at? Hey, get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you, 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight. Is it possible to be someone's best option within an intimate relationship? You can't be someone's best option. You can only be your own best option. That's what I believe. What does that mean? I've been saying things for over 25 years, and now people, people done repackaged a lot of the stuff I done said. So let me tell you what it means to be your own best option. Right? Option one, or question one, should I look for validation outside of myself? No. The best option is from within. Should I look for happiness outside of myself? No. Self-approval, self-esteem, self-worth. No. All of these things, you are your best option in that regard. Become what you seek to interact with. See, one thing I ain't gonna never stop being is a flawed human being. So, when I accept the flaws within myself, when I accept my limitations, when I accept my mortality, I magnetize a person who also accepts those things about themselves and us collectively. So what does that mean? That means when we're on a relationship journey and we're stumbling, we can always look up and say, can you give me a hand to the person who's on the journey with? Yes, I can. Here we go. Right? These are healthy relationships. You stumble in an unhealthy relationship, not only are you responsible because you fell and scraped your knee and their knee, right? You're responsible for their medical bills and everything else. They leaving now. You shouldn't have never fell. I didn't know you had bad knees. I didn't know you were even capable of falling. Well, I'm a human being. That's how you know you're in an unhealthy relationship. Terrible metaphor, but it worked in the end. Here we go. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. Get in here.
Peace, family.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Talk to me.
So I used to be like a professional exerciser of options, and I would do it in a way that I thought was like slick. But then I realized, it wasn't. Fast forward to today, I still think that it's very healthy for us to explore and not try people out, but just get to know folks if you're not in a committed relationship. And what I've learned is there are courageous and mature conversations that you can have. And if someone wants to lean in with you and explore with you, and you have people that you're still dating, I think that it's very healthy to let people know, like, hey, I have somebody over here that wants to lean in with me. I'm going to go explore this. And I just want to let you know that because I do value you. And there's a possibility that I might circle back around, and there's a possibility that I might not. But I just wanted to let you know. And I've done that recently, and that's a jump. That's like a leap for me because I was absolutely fearful about it at first. I'm like, they don't think I have lost my mind. And what I've learned is at the beginning of that conversation, sometimes fear does come up for people, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to just be an option on your list. But fast forward after I've, explored an option and maybe do circle back around, I see where there is grace because there's that respect of, hey, you had enough courage to tell me what you were doing instead of trying to be slick about it.
I like that. And, I'm guilty of all of that. I've done that. I've done the opposite of what you just did,
That's what I'm saying. That's how I used to be. But I was like, I don't like the results that it's been getting me. So let me, stretch myself and try it a little bit differently. And like I said, it's a courageous thing to do. Those are courageous conversations to have. Yeah. But people will respect you in the long run, even if they don't like it up front. It's like, oh, right. But again, there's that respect factor there.
But that's big what you just said. They'll respect you in the long run. And the reverse of that, and I learned this firsthand, if you don't do it, they lose respect for you.
Absolutely.
Man, that's big stuff.
That's what I was saying. I didn't like the results, before that loss of respect. I didn't like that.
That's big stuff. Callie, what did you just do?
How about Denver in the building?
Cali Soul just brought Denver, Colorado in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know. Get ready. The conversation is just getting started. I want to talk to you. It's a national discussion. Your opinion, your voice matters. Let's have this conversation tonight. We talking about options. Is it possible to be someone's best option within an intimate relationship? When we come forward, we got more callers. We going to Hawaii, we going to Oakland, and we going to a city near you if you pick up your phone.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
All the things that we've been through, you should understand me like I understand you. Now, baby, I know the difference between right and wrong. I ain't gonna do nothing to upset our happy home.
Hey, man, turn this off. Teddy, this is too much. Teddy Pendergrass. What in the world? My playlist is my co-host. Welcome back to the Voice of Reason, man. Live from KBLA Talk 1580. Isn't it odd that options abound, right? Everybody wants to be with everybody. But we gravitate to the people that fit our internal curriculum. Wounds, unhealed wounds, unrequited wounds, trauma, whatever term you want to use. The ones we finally settle on are the ones that trigger us the most, especially when we get to know them after all the fronting is done with. Right? They lock into us and spiritually open us up. How many people have you made better and walked away from them? That's like taking your car to a high-end detailer and getting it detailed and giving the keys to the detailer. See, many times we do that in intimate relationships. We go through things. And because we haven't been taught that we're supposed to go through things, we haven't been taught the spiritual aspect of life on planet Earth, that relationship is a highly reflective holographic mirror that reflects our own internal curriculum back to ourselves. We haven't been taught that, right? What we've been taught is the social game, right? What we've been taught is the Disney game. And what happens is ego and imagery is leading the show. And when that image of your partner is cracked, you think this was never the person for me. But guess what? Because your image was cracked, it brought your attention to a mask you didn't even know you were wearing. All you got to do is go to therapy. They gonna show you fronting. You not the truth. Oh, you didn't speak up for yourself? Oh, you were lying to yourself. You were telling yourself not to speak up because you were telling yourself you didn't have the power to do so. But that's lying to yourself. You're gonna find out that you've been wearing a mask. You're going to find out that you haven't been the truth, and you're going to find out in an indirect way that you are somehow responsible for situations you never really wanted to be in. Woo. So we playing games. And while we playing games, what are we doing? we're also maintaining contingency plans. Many of us are. Hypergamy in law number 33. Discover, listen, ladies, listen. Discover each man's thumbscrew. This is law 33 from the 48 Laws of Power. Coverage, listen now, I need y'all to hear this. Does anybody have law, the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene? If you don't, go out and get it and read it. This is law number 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Converge in their emphasis on understanding the motivations and vulnerabilities of others. In the pursuit of a socially advantageous connection, individuals practicing hypergamy may instinctively seek to uncover the strengths and weaknesses of their potential partner. This aligns with Greene's counsel to identify the proverbial thumbscrew, a person's psychological leverage point. You mean to tell me pillow talking, sharing all your intimate secrets, revealing the truth of how you really feel about your daddy? Remember, listen to me. You trying to, what era do we live in today? I'm going to tell you what era social media is. You know what era we live in today? The era of receipts. How many people getting recorded? How many snapshots you got? Huh? Compromising snapshot. Discover each man's thumbscrew. You've heard me frame it this way before. What did I call it? Social mercenaries. Whew, this heavy stuff tonight. Options. Everybody got options. Soon as these celebrities get out of a relationship, 2 weeks later, they in a relationship with somebody else. How did you get into a relationship with somebody else 2 weeks later? Or a month later? Or 3 months later? If you really cared about this person, how, wait a minute, how you done hooked up already? Wow. You know, some people can be talking to you for months after a breakup. Y'all could be friends talking for months. And what you don't know is that they've already on the side had something cultivated, waiting in the wings. Yee, that's what monkey branching is when we come forward. The voice of reason, going back to the phone lines, we're going to talk to all our people that's on the line. It's all y'all when we come forward.
No, you won't. Hey. We all got our own funny moves. I've got mine.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The mother of a 6-year-old Virginia boy who shot his teacher learned her fate today in federal court. Prosecutors say Deja Taylor's son climbed on a dresser, grabbed a gun from her purse, and took it to Rich Neck Elementary in Newport News the next morning, where he shot Abby Zwerner as she taught class. Taylor, who was black, pleaded guilty to charges related to the shooting over the summer. Now she's been sentenced to 21 months in prison. Taylor has a hearing next month on the charges the state filed against her. Memphis police say new officers are being hired, but they still have a shortage. Black Chief C.J. Davis spoke this week at the Memphis Rotary and said the department is close to 2,000 officers, which is nearing the goal of having 2,500 officers patrolling Memphis. Police data shows more than 21,000 arrests have taken place in the city from the beginning of the year through October. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Shop Lowe's Black Friday every day. Get the lowest prices of the year on select major appliances and save an extra $100 on every $800 you spend. Valid through 11/22. See Lowe's.com for details. Selection varies by location.
When breaking news happens, Keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580.
So pleased to announce that the 43rd mayor of the city of Los Angeles is on the phone. Mayor Karen Bass, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Dominique?
Good. You must be incredibly swamped right now, and I appreciate you checking in. It's indefinitely what we're hearing, that the 10 freeway to be down?
Yes, that is the case. All of those travel apps, pay attention to those. As we get information, they've been uploaded right away. So those maps should be accurate. But we actually are trying to tell people to stay on freeways, to follow the route, because our streets can't handle 300,000. Yeah. Our streets would be parking lots. There is metro, there is public transportation. So they're increasing the frequency of trains and increasing the frequency of buses. So you can go to 511 and learn about metro. You can go to emergency.lacity.gov to learn about any information on the city. This is a time for all of us to stay together. We're trying every avenue possible. That's why it's so important that you reached out, Dominique. Always want to make sure that the KBLA audience is up to speed.
Mayor Karen Bass, thank you so much. Godspeed.
All right, thank you.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Beloved Entertainment presents Sweet Spot Live with Angelique Francis, host of KBLA's Living in the Sweet Spot at the beautiful Miracle Theater, 226 South Market Street in Inglewood, Sunday, November 19th at 6 p.m. Join me, Tavis Smiley, and KBLA Talk 1580 for real short stories told live on stage by our own storytellers, straight from the neighborhood, celebrating our unique culture, our strengths, our courage, our faith, and, of course, our fire. Come walk with us through the neighborhoods, sit at our kitchen tables, even run with us down our dark alleys if you dare. But just know that in the sweet spot, there is love and laughter, joy and pain, secrets never told. Again, that's Sweet Spot Live with Angelique Francis, Sunday, November 19th at the Miracle Theater, 226 South Market Street in Inglewood at 6 p.m. Tickets available at sweetspotlive.eventbrite.com. That's sweetspotlive.eventbrite.com. Sweet Spot Live, we've got a lot to talk about.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
At Susan G. Komen, we believe that ending breast cancer needs all of us working together. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to honor the loved one you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Visit Komen.org and be a part of our Susan G. Komen community today.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at V.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up, cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, cause I need to hear the doctor's voice, the breeze.
So I
got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up, 'cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up, 'cause I need to hear the doctor's voice, Sabrina.
If you like a man, if you're attracted to him, and you can see a potential future with him, you need to throw the good stuff at him as much as you can, as fast as you can. There are several reasons why this is a good idea. In the first place, withholding sexual opportunity doesn't work with men with a lot of options. As I discussed in the episode, How to Have a Fulfilling Sexual Relationship, if your diner is closed, your customers aren't just going to wait around in hunger. They're going to go to another restaurant. The only men on whom this strategy works tend not to have other places to eat. And it works because they reason that waiting at that restaurant will still get them fed faster than finding another option elsewhere. Since people want what other people want, I'm going to go out on a limb and predict that the man that you're targeting as your best option isn't going to be one of these guys. Women desire in groups. If you want him, other women do too. So this strategy isn't going to work with this guy.
Nah. You gotta play that one more time, cause I don't listen. Did you hear what? Are y'all listening? I know. Okay, one more time, Andy, play it.
If you like a man, if you're attracted to him, and you can see a potential future with him, you need to throw the good stuff at him as much as you can, as fast as you can. There are several reasons why this is a good idea. In the first place, withholding sexual opportunity doesn't work with men with a lot of options. As I discussed in the episode, How to Have a Fulfilling Sexual Relationship, if your diner is closed, your customers aren't just going to wait around in hunger. They're going to go to another restaurant. The only men on whom this strategy works tend not to have other places to eat. And it works because they reason that waiting at that restaurant will still get them fed faster than finding another option elsewhere. Since people want what other people want, I'm going to go out on a limb and predict that the man that you're targeting as your best option isn't going to be one of these guys. Women desire in groups. If you want him, other women do too. So this strategy isn't going to work with this guy.
Man, I don't know. When you got options, listen, here's the reverse. If she's not giving you any of the attention, the focus, she's not loving on you, she's not, and I'm not just talking about sexually, intimate time, where y'all connecting, y'all vibing, you're learning each other, she's pouring into you, you pouring in. If none of that is happening, men with options are going to go somewhere else and eat. I'm telling you, this game out here is real. This is a real world. Listen, and here's the flip side. If she's not giving you that, who is she giving it to? Is it possible to be someone's best option within an intimate relationship? If you're not getting paid attention to, if you don't matter, somebody matter. Somebody matter. Just ain't you. It just ain't you. That's it. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get these callers in here. Andy is turned up too. Andy, go ahead.
It just got me thinking about a time when, I was interested in this one particular individual way back. And I think she was interested too, but she didn't give up anything early.
Mm-hmm.
But she would tell me stories about how she, in her past or whoever, that she would give it up easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I asked a couple friends of mine, and they were like, the reason why she probably ain't gave it up easily is because, she views you as husband material.
Well, that's good.
And I was disappointed, though.
No, don't be disappointed.
At the time.
You grew up a little bit. That's all. That's good she held it. Hold it.
But I wanted it, and she knew that I wanted it.
Listen, Andy, don't have the authorities over here knocking on. But I wanted it. No means no, Andy. Jesus. Okay, let's get our callers in here. John, Mountain View, Hawaii, get in here.
Greetings and blessings, everyone. What it do, Zoe? I'm going to be brief because I know there are other callers I want to hear. Mm-hmm. But let me say this briefly. Is it the game that we have to play, or do we have the option to check out?
Sure, you can check out. You can check out anytime.
Well, it's not to the point of playing the game as it's being played, because again, I don't like what's being served. I don't like what's on the plate. I don't like the things that are going on. So therefore, and furthermore, I'm gonna have my own, not game, but just truth. The simple fact is mm-hmm. I want somebody to be real with me, so I'm gonna be real with them.
100%. I agree with you.
But isn't that what we all want in relationships? Someone who's going to be real? Take it to the job. If the simple fact that you're at a job and you know everybody's trying to get that corporate up the corporate ladder and get that prize, don't you realize there's also givers in that same job that allow the work to continue to be done? And if you didn't have them in there, work wouldn't be done.
I hear you.
So again, back to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If the simple fact you're saying is you want somebody to be vulnerable with you, knowing they got to get cut, knowing they got to go through the process and the pain and the suffering and everything else, aren't you in the relationship to share in that relationship too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So again, I'm not saying lay your soul on the cross like Jesus, but don't you want the respect of Jesus? Just saying.
That's pretty much what you got to do when you're in a relationship. You gotta get crucified. It's all right.
So then, if we are actually looking for the holistic spiritual side of a relationship, and we all want it, and you know you want it,
right?
Go through the war.
But no, we live in I didn't sign up for this era.
Excuse me, I did sign up for it, went to war many a time, so y'all can argue about the points that y'all get to. Enjoy that.
Oh,
respect me, though.
I love it. John, guess what you just did?
I brought Mountain View, Hawaii in the building.
Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. You already know what I got to do. Let me just say hi to her first. Nikki from the SIP. We just got to go forward. But when we come forward, we going to talk to Nikki from the SIP. Nikki, how you doing? You good, Nikki?
Good evening, brother. I'm straight. How are you?
I know you got some fire for me, okay? So you just hold tight. We going to move forward. When we return, we going to come right to you, all right? Boy, get ready. Buckle your seats. Nikki from the SIP about to hit us with something deep.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Is your eyesight changing?
I can't read this anymore.
Don't lose hope. People just like you are working every day using Braille, screen magnification, speech technology, and other tools and blindness skills. Your eyesight may have changed, but your goals, they don't have to. We can help. Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, this is the ghetto. Showing up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR and his playlist. Man, Donny Hathaway, quite possibly one of the greatest black male voices in the history of all voices. And I put him up against everybody. Teddy P, Luther, I don't care. Donny Hathaway is slept on. But you guys need to understand something about, there's a method to my madness, right? The reason why we talked about options tonight, the reason why we talked about Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power and how it could be Machiavellian and manipulative, and we talked about the social game rules, and more importantly, the reason why we played multiple clips from Psych Hacks, right? It's a young man by the name of Orion. There's no disrespect to him. Orion, what was his name? Orion Treadmill? Oh, or Orion Taraban. No disrespect to him. But the reason why I played a lot of his clips is because he's the white male clinical version of Kevin Samuels. The talking points. And he's using psychology to support. And it's just tapping in on a void that Kevin Samuels left when he died. So I really wanted to just show y'all that, because many of y'all are still playing that kind of game. You're not going to be fulfilled until you do that inner work. So that's what this whole show was really couched in, just to show you A lot of our talking points come from this toxic society. And I've said on many occasions that Kevin Samuels is the 48 Laws of Power version of relationships. I've said that before. Let me get my callers in here. Nick from the SIP, get in here.
Hello, family.
How are you, sister?
I'm good. It's interesting that the first part of that young man's name is Terror, but that's just an observation.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm just observation. Got some food for thought. One of the definitions of option kind of sums it up in the first three words. It says, an offensive play. If we are talking about intimate relationships, there shouldn't be anything offensive going on, and we definitely shouldn't be playing, because if you're in an intimate relationship, there are feelings involved. So we shouldn't be playing with people's feelings.
Right.
This is not a game. You keep pointing out, helping the world try to understand it's not a game. It's real. And people should treat their approach to relationships intimately with respect, like Mr. Gilbert was talking about, because it's not a game. If you are considering the word option, then I would humbly submit that you are not talking about or in the mind space or the spirit space of being in an intimate relationship. Because when you get to that place, there are no other options. It's you and that person that you're choosing to be intimate, relating to. There's not other. It's us. That's it. And the other thing I wanted to point out, something very important that you said about going through and being crucified through the process of intimate relationship. I humbly submit that if you are willing to be crucified, then you will be promoted and elevated.
Come on. Gosh.
When Jesus went to the wood and he hung there for us, he's the only dude that went, hung there, died, elevated, and was risen. That is a promotion and an elevation. The same thing happens if you're willing in a real relationship, not a situationship. You too can be risen, elevated, and promoted.
That's I don't know. Listen, there is a garden of Gethsemane in your relationship. There is a moment in your relationship where you do what Jesus did when he said, my God, let this cup pass from me. Right?
Right.
Not of my will, but you understand? Let this cup pass from me. If I ain't got to die, please. Sometimes we want to quit. But sometimes you have to go through it in order to get to it.
Right.
Talk to me.
Because, I mean, if you understand that the nature, first of all, we even in the chat we were talking about women sometimes having to dumb down themselves to not outshine the master, right? Okay, but I should not have to be less of me for you to be you. That should never be required.
Right.
Because when we are in relationship, again, the root of ship means exchange. If I am coming from a peaceful place, I am not seeking to harm you, or I'm not playing, right? Or not being factual, or the fake thing, right? Then I am not coming to present myself in a way that you would have to be less than. We would be able to exist in the space together and potentially both of us be elevated and risen.
But
whether that be intellect or emotion or resources, because you have to remember, a man or a woman that has resources, and I'm talking about money, expendable dollars, they always have options because they have resources.
Right.
Duh.
But every relationship is going to give you an option,
right,
to walk away or become the phoenix.
Elevated and risen.
Do you see? But what I'm saying is, in this society, and I need you to talk to me about this, Nikki, in this society, many people are walking away from the resurrection of the phoenix. And I'm not talking about toxic relationships with somebody beating on you or somebody hurt. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying human beings with each other, being humans, failing each other, hurting each other. In this society, we walk away from the phoenix. Why is that?
We haven't realized the value of the burn.
Ooh.
See, there is a purification that comes from the burn. I'll try and make it less painful. When you prune a plant, you cut the plant back so the plant comes stronger back, right? But pruning hurts. There is a purification in the pruning. The same thing happens in the fire from the phoenix. And that thing can, if you are willing to do the crucifying,
so would
that thing can burn so strong and bright. That's the ones you talk about all week, where you said that come through it. Stay in it and burn through.
But you do realize that the options that exist now are the greatest escape mechanism from the burn.
You got to want that.
Talk to me.
You got to want that. You got to not want to be the situationship. Men know what they're looking at. They know if this lady's going to cost them time, money, energy, effort, conversation, and they also know whether or not they're in a space where they're willing to give it. It's easy for a man to give you some money. That's not hard for a man to do.
Right.
But now when you start time and conversation, and you got to hold me and hug me, and okay, that's different. That's a different kind of demand. See, now you're starting the fire to burn when you get to that.
Okay, we got to stop because we only got 30 seconds. Nikki! Lord have mercy. Nikki, don't make me do the burn tomorrow. Nikki from the SIP. Listen, Sean from Oakland, Ronan from Indianapolis. I'm sorry, brothers. She was just on complete fire. Listen, when we come forward, you're going to see the fire continues to burn. My girl, RSVP with Jill Monroe up next. This was crazy.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton.